Here we go. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 3 of our addictions group. It's really good to see everybody. Hope everyone had a good week. First, I just want to start off with reminding us of our ground rules. I, as your clinician, can guarantee confidentiality. However, the members of the group, I do ask that we all respect confidentiality so that we can maintain the safety of the space and keep everyone feeling comfortable. I did want to start out with an icebreaker just to kind of like get us off on the right foot for tonight. And it's a selfish one because I have run out of shows to watch, and I really would love to hear y'all's like all-time favorite like binge show on like Netflix, Hulu, wherever.
Oh, my binge one. I know this sounds really weird, but it's really funny. Can I do 2?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the binge watch one I did when I was on the couch and couldn't get up, but like, because I was very fascinated by it and didn't understand like how this happened. First, it was My 600-Pound Life, which I still don't understand that. Like, I don't understand that. And the second one was Frankie and Gracie. It's with Lily Tomlin and
Jane Fonda.
Thank you, Jane Fonda. Yes. So I know those sound really weird. But I don't know why. It was just
we're in a judgment-free zone.
Pardon me?
We're in a judgment-free zone.
Yeah. I definitely watched My 600-Pound Life. I definitely understand what you mean with the addicting part.
I am like, and it happened by accident. Like, I just was on the couch and I'm like, oh, I wanted to see what happened. Did they like succeed? And it was so bummed when they didn't. And I'm like, come on, you got this. And all the enablers around them. So I was very, very fascinated by it.
I had a similar experience with that Hoarder show like 10 years ago. After high school, I just watched like 3 or 4 episodes of Hoarders and was like always confused about what Hoarders, like why, but now I understand more. But Matt, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say mine, I haven't been watching a whole lot of TV since I started this program just because it's been too much. But The Good Place, I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really funny. So that's probably the one that I've done most recently.
I wish I didn't watch TV, but I do. Interestingly, as we're talking about addictions, My 600-Pound Life and Hoarders addictions, right?
Right.
It is. I cannot stop watching The Office. I watch it over and looping and looping and looping.
On a loop.
And then, English baking show, anything that's got some happiness and some lightness. I did watch The Vow, which is so heavy and super disturbing, and I can't, but I try to watch something that's lighter and gets me in a better mood, because those things will like take me down, those really sad things.
Yeah. I don't tend to like watch a lot of TV like myself personally. Like if I'm home alone, like the TV is off, but I will get sucked in to binge watching, I guess, because my husband is a big binge watcher. So I have seen every Office, yes, and that's the truth. Every time he walks in the door, the Office just goes on. So it's either The Office, Game of Thrones, that I just continue to watch. So I do know, but if I'm home alone, I don't watch anything. But what I have to say, did most recently, I guess you could call it binge watching, because we watched every single episode, and I wanted to too. It's on Peacock. It's on right now, and it's called Friend of the Family.
I tried.
It was so we watched that, and I watched the whole thing from like as much as we could, until the next episode came out. And it was one of those things where the episode is not, you're like, oh no, I have to wait a whole week now. So that was my most recent.
Interesting.
Mine has always been New Girl. Like, I have probably watched that series front to back 10 times. And it's like, I watched it in high school front to back a couple times, and then in college I was like, wow, it's already nostalgic. I'll like watch it front to back a couple times, and then here I am like 8 years later, and I'm like, I'll just watch it again. Like, it just never, I always forget, and it never gets old, and I can just keep watching it. There's enough content, like something like The Office or like Bake Off. Like, if there's like 100 episodes, you really don't like lose steam. And when they're short and easy and fun, like, get away away from you.
Makes me want to rewatch The Office now.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
That
Same.
I need some support. from
never
you
gets
all.
old.
I can't rewatch season 1 though.
Jeez.
It's too weird. It's too socially weird. The other ones are funny, but season 1 is the only one which is it just makes me it's too cringe.
I don't love when Andy becomes the boss so much, but
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't like that either. No.
Yeah.
I think we tend to watch more of like probably like season 1 to like those very first couple seasons, right?
Yeah.
And then like towards the end, like when Will Ferrell's there and things like that, it's kind of not the same.
Yeah.
And I have to say, like, my friends were really worried about me binge watching My 600-Pound Life. They were worried that they said, well, should we have a conversation about that? Because you seem to be really worried about that.
It just feels good for your brain to like really think about something. I don't know.
But the guy on there, the doctor, is just so creepy. That's what I like. I just thought he was just weird, you know? Yeah, this and that, and then we'll do this, and he talks like that and whatever, and they're like, okay, so, and I just
Kind
couldn't,
of mean too.
yeah, I just couldn't understand, like, I just couldn't like wrap my brain like the logic behind it, and not so much of a 600 pounds, but the enablers around them, and like, how do they afford like not to work? That's what I was so excited, like, how do they afford not to work? Yeah, so anyway.
I thought about that a lot too. Anyway, so moving into kind of like the group part of the night, I wanted to do kind of another one week 3, kind of wanted to do something just a little bit different. Just to kind of start us off with kind of some of the ways that we've been trying to help ourselves. So I know one of the comments that I got back on my first journal was, this is all great, thank you for sharing, like, how are you going to support yourself through this process? And in doing that, I went out and found some resources, and one of the things that really stuck with me, and I wrote it on and put it on my wall, and it's like a practitioner that I like follow on TikTok. So Matt, I didn't do your thing where I didn't do my social media because I am fully also addicted to TikTok. That was literally too hard for me to give up. I couldn't do it. But this practitioner, she said, she's like, ask yourself before you do any coping skill or whatever, what is your nervous system trying to protect you from? Why does your nervous system believe you need to be protected from the thing? And then how can you allow yourself to exist without changing something about you? And so that's actually been really helpful for me to like rethink about like, what are these urges? Are they just habits? Or for me, is it something where like there is some sense of something in my body that just doesn't feel right, or something that I'm pushing down, or something that I'm avoiding that's kind of spurting out, and like I've habituated the cue, right? But the underlying dysregulation is kind of still something that's been there. So I've kept the past couple of days, I've been asking myself these questions every time I like pick up the pen, like, what is your nervous system trying to tell you? And kind of processing through, and then either it works and I choose something else, or I just don't choose anything at all, or sometimes it doesn't work and I still smoke. So I kind of wanted to offer that as my kind of update for the week. But I wanted to see kind of what you guys have been doing, and if any changes occurred.
I mean, I think mine actually has gotten worse. So I know in the past couple of weeks we've talked about, Matt giving up social media, things like that. But for me, I've actually have been more obsessed, even though I'm not really on it. Like, I don't post or any of the other stuff, but I love following my children on it because they are like on it. So when I get the notification, it's something that they have, like, they're on it or post or whatever. And I don't know if that's my way of knowing that they're okay, or so that settles me down when you talk about the nervous system. I don't know. It's just like, but it's weird because I've never been like a social media person. So I don't know if it's because, oh, this helps me know exactly what they're doing. I see that they're like posting, so they're alive, like things like that. And they look happy, and so I don't know if I've substituted that out from like, oh, they're good. And I don't necessarily have to be there physically.
I relate to this so much, because I've been noticing in my abstinence from social media, as I've been thinking about this, like, what what is kind of the meaning behind this? Because I feel like I've given up a lot of addictive behaviors over the years, and it hasn't been all that difficult. Well, and sometimes more difficult than others. But what I realized is kind of what you were saying, Pam, is that there was something for me that was a fear. There's a fear of loss of connection for me for social relationships. And I think this was made worse by a number of compounding factors. I have 2 kids that are in elementary school, so my social life has been curtailed because of that, because I've decided I really want to put my family first. Pandemic, which curtailed most everyone's social life to some extent, and then also being in school. And I also like pretty much mostly quit drinking, which was a huge part of my social life for years. So like all these things together changed my relationships with like friends and seeing, going out and seeing people as much. So I feel like social media, even if I'm not commenting on the posts, even if I'm not hanging out with these people, it's like that last thread that still connects me to people from my past. And so I realized it's like, oh, that's the thing that like really hooks me, like I can get over the short-term like dopamine hit from like scrolling down through Instagram. I can manage that, but like that more deep urge, which is like to not lose that connection, even though it's tenuous and it's really not it's not really nutritious at this point. It's just empty calories.
It's like a lifeline to a reality.
It's not really there though. I mean, it's not like I'm not friends with those people, in a lot of cases.
A reality that maybe used to be, but that you just kind of don't have now, and you haven't had for a really long time.
Yeah. Yep.
That's so interesting because it's that piece of, it's like if you don't know it's happening, right, you're okay with it. But if you know it's happening and you don't know, that's the part that's, it's like ignorance is such bliss, right? Just being off Facebook, you don't know what you're missing. So you really don't care. You don't know the perfect life or the news, you stop doing the news, but it's that piece where when someone else starts talking about it, right? And you've missed it. And then you don't want to be the person like, well, wait, what happened?
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
No, I want to hear what you're going to say.
I had to get on Instagram briefly today to find a quote that I had saved in there. And I realized I was like, oh man, and I had to it's not on my phone. So I had to log in on my computer and I'd saved it and it was for a client session, but I'd saved the quote on Instagram. So I didn't scroll through it. I didn't do anything. I went right in, I got the quote and I got out. But at the top, they had the little stories, the little icons showing the people that they had posted these stories. And it was exactly what you described. I was like, the fact that I knew that they had done something, they had posted something, I was like, I gotta know.
Right.
I didn't care before I logged on, but now I'm like, oh, I'm intrigued. Like, and it probably was something that I was inconsequential, but just that not knowing. I mean, I feel like that drives this behavior of like, well, maybe it's all FOMO. It's maybe I am missing out on something amazing. I don't know. Keep scrolling to find out more.
Well, and that's what has happened since I'm like following my kids more on social media when I wasn't a lot, like I could care less about it. I mean, I had to do it for like business to have those accounts, but it's not like I was like, had to see it. But now that I'm following my kids more, I am now going down the rabbit hole. I don't even know these people. I mean, I know my kids, but these other people that I have no idea. I have no connection. I have no idea. I just find it somewhat fascinating. And I'm obsessed now with TikTok.
TikTok yeah, that one will get you.
That will get you. That will get you. I watched not too long ago. About a year ago, I was really obsessed with TikTok, and I literally just stopped because I spent way too much time on TikTok and I had other things I had to do. So I don't have any social media. I don't have TikTok, Facebook, never had a MySpace, don't have Instagram, don't go anywhere near a Snapchat. I don't even have a LinkedIn. You cannot find Marla Parker on LinkedIn if you try.
But you know
I
what,
think
Marla?
The sponsor.
Marla, get naked. That's all I can read with you. Get naked.
Oh, get
No,
naked.
your
Right. Well,
hashtag-
that's
You
different.
might
I have
not
a
have social
sponsor.
media, but you're
Yeah.
get naked.
Yeah, right. But I don't do anything with it. That's work forces me to do that. But I don't even have a work. I don't have a work LinkedIn, or I don't have a work. I don't. Marketing department can do that.
Marla, I love that when you made the list, that you put MySpace out there. That
Oh
is
yeah, remember? That's
That
how
is
old I
awesome.
am, right?
I was just like, wow. Yeah. It's like almost like, remembering dial-up.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Hey, I remember before internet even existed, right? Remember the first like, you did dial up, and Prodigy was the first internet server. Prodigy.
Yes.
Anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
I'll quickly tell you, because I know we're really gotta check our time. I'll just kind of tell you where I am for week 3. I'm still doing good. Still abstaining from Benadryl. I did have another episode where I probably should have taken some type of cold medicine, but I did not, because still of my great fear. But what I did do is I did allow myself to take Tylenol because I had such a headache. So here's the weird thing is that, so I took Tylenol, and I think we had discussed this maybe like in week 2, I think, keep me honest, I think it was week 2, where we talked about maybe a placebo effect. So when I took Tylenol for my headache, guess what? I went to sleep that night. So what did I do? Take Tylenol the next night.
Oh.
See what I mean? So I don't know if I don't know if my addiction is to that Benadryl, or if it's to something to do right before I go to bed, to say, okay, I mean, like if I took, I don't know, 2 grains of sugar, I mean, would I be like, okay, I can go to sleep now? So I'm not sure. So I'm kind of dealing with that piece.
I don't know the ingredients. Yeah, I don't know the ingredients in Tylenol or Benadryl.
Acetaminophen. Yeah. Acetaminophen's totally different drug.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would not put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Ever.
Okay.
No. Right.
Maybe like vitamins next time.
I think maybe that's what I will do, right? Then I'll be healthier, right?
Yeah, take your fish oils right before bed instead of in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe, I don't know. So we'll see. So we'll continue and see, but I'm doing well, I guess I should say, is that I am abstaining from the Benadryl. But I don't know if I just cascaded myself into a Tylenol addiction. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I do have to say, I mean, I don't want to promote your new habit, but you do look a little bit more well rested than last week.
Yeah, I really, I think so. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't want to, I mean.
Thank you. No offense. I appreciate that. It means I'm sleeping a little bit more, and I am sleeping a little bit more. I'm starting to, like, even without the Tylenol, I mean, I am starting to sleep a little bit more, because I think I got to the point where I'm just exhausted. So I have to sleep,
That you just passed out?
I guess. But we'll see. We'll keep on going, right?
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you kind of don't know how to feel either way. There's kind of 2 things going on. You don't know if you've replaced the addiction or if you've kind of solved a problem.
Right. Yeah. Right. And secret. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
No,
think
no,
I'm the only one that hasn't shared this point, so I'll just be quick. Week 3 is going well, people. I haven't had, I've kind of, that whole thing, I think Pamela, you said it, maybe, now I'm confusing, but no, it was Alex that said you have to replace it. But I'm just like, at the end of the night, instead of going for candy, it's an easy, like, now I just get a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
Right? Just something like that. I just am kind of hungry, and I always want something sweet. And so it used to be like Swedish Fish, which are in the house unopened. And I'm telling you, I'm almost 100% sure I will not mess with those. It's like, if I can maintain that. I think this was like, I feel like I chose kind of an easy addiction. If you told me that I had to get rid of, because the first time I did Diet Coke, but I also wimped out, and I was like, oh, I'll just give it up during the week. But I didn't do it on the weekends, so I kind of half-assed it. if you asked me to give up Diet Coke, oh my gosh, that would not be happening. But candy, I'm like, so I don't feel like I committed like you guys did. So I apologize.
No, I mean, don't apologize. You know, you do the best you can, right?
Well, I'm not doing the best I can. I'm doing the easiest I can, but still doing the project. So next time, if I knew that we were going to be doing like Benadryl and weed, and like I should have been like, I'm gonna do the Diet Coke. I'll be in it with you guys.
I know, but I have to say I totally understand when it comes to like having that snack before bedtime. But
Mhm.
because of the weird part, no, I've been there, but because of giving up things for Lent, because I'm Catholic, I actually
Mhm.
started giving up like a lot of that like years ago. So
Mm.
like having that bowl of cereal before you go to bed, like there's just something in me, and it became a habit. You don't need it, but it becomes this like, it's like you're like a comfort.
Totally.
Mhm. Mhm. I'm
And
really
that's the
sorry
problem.
that my little friend here is.
Oh, I love them so much.
Do you like
No,
Benadryl?
I feel the same way. I have to have like Nutri-Grain bar, Pop-Tart. Like it's not candy, but it has to be like something like sugar cereal, like a bagel. Like I don't know what it is that I've like tricked myself into thinking that I need it, and I don't think I need it.
And
That's the
that's
thing that I don't know if I actually would have been able to get rid of. That is something that I can't. It's once I got rid of weed, I was like, that I can't with the sugar. I gotta. That was what replaced it probably. But
yeah.
thank you guys so much for sharing this. This was really great. We will continue on with this next week. But until then, I will see you guys later.
All right.
Right.
Thanks, everybody.